Today in this video, I want to show you how you can utilize our explosion football template. Okay, this template is set up for you to use for whatever you want to do. This is great if you're in the players business, in the sports business, and you're doing sublimation. This is something you can even use on a banner. You can put this on the shirt. You can put this on the block, on awards. There's so many ways you can use a design like this, but I just want to show you how you can utilize our template. So this template comes with 3 players. Basically, you can use it anywhere you want. You can use 1 player, 2 players. These are all in layers over here. Okay, so you will get the PSD file that comes with the layer, and all the layers are grouped. Okay, so you can turn anything off anytime you want. So right now in my layers panel, I have this texture that's on top of the design. So I can turn this texture on or off. So another thing that's on this design as well, you can see the color right now. I have a color adjustments on here. So you can see it's in our adjustment folder group all by itself. So if I turn off my adjustment, this is what the color looks like. So in a sense, you can have 2 versions of this template or this design just using this adjustment layer. Or I'm gonna turn my adjustment back on because I like that. Then you have a text layer here that you can go in and change this text to anything. So we have right now, it just says Ben. By double clicking on where it says Ben in our layers panel over here, I'm gonna double click on Ben, and I'll be able to change this from Ben to, let's say the name is Ray today. Or we can say Raymond. Okay, or Ramon Miller. Or maybe our last name is not Miller. We'll double click on the word Miller. Maybe it's Williams. So once we do that, we got Williams. You can see right now Williams is cut off. We can readjust Williams here, double clicking on it, and just resize it a bit. Something like that. You can resize the other name as well. So something like that. These are all editable however you want it to be. So anything here is editable. Another thing you can do, let's say this is not your colors, right? Let's say you want to change these background elements. So I come into my element folder here. You can see these are all my different elements. So let's say I want to change the colors of my elements. I come to my elements here. I have a adjustment layer here, saturation and hue layer that's attached to the elements down here. So just like that, I can come in here. Once I hit on this adjustment, hue and saturation, I can change the colors down here if I wanted to. So you can see now I'm adjusting my colors based on what my school colors might be. So it's that easy with some simple adjustments here. That's the overall master adjustment there. You can come in here and also change maybe just the reds. You want your reds to be a different color. Those are all things that you can do in here. How to change your players now. So let's see if I want to bring in a different player here. You don't want to use our default players, so you want to change the player. If you come into my players group in our layers panel here, you can see we have our players group here, and it says player names here. And it tells you double click on image thumbnail to change the player. So right here is my thumbnail where you can see the image here in my layers panel. I'm going to double click on this thumbnail and it's going to take us to a different window. Okay, so now this is my players window. Because that is a smart object, I can come in here and change my player now. Just go to File, Place, bring in my new player or my new person, whatever I want to do, right? So I'm coming to here. I'm going to bring in my new person here. I'm going to resize them so they fit in a way that it makes sense. Try to match it up with what we already have. Okay, so now I'm going to place this. I'm going to turn off the layer or the eyeball on our existing layer. Now that layer is turned off, all I have to do now, come to File and Save. So now, because that was a smart object, when I go back into our template here, so when we go back into our template now, we can see right here that image that we just brought in is sitting right there. Okay, so let's say if I want to do it to another image, I'm going to come down here, I want to change image number 2. I'm going to double click on that image and it brings us back into here. We'll do the same thing, File, Place Embedded. I'm going to bring in another image now. Let's say I bring in this image. Okay, so now I have this image here because I want to replace my player with it. I'm going to turn off this original player down here, come up here to File, Save. Okay, so now when I go back to my active document, we can see right now that player is in there. It's looking a little goofy right now because it's not cut out of the background and all that, but it's just that easy to change our players. Okay, and that's basically how this template would work. So you just go in here, change the players, customize it to what you want it to say, and then we have backgrounds down here. So these are our background layers. All right, you can also bring in your own background if you wanted to. You can turn off part of these backgrounds. Okay, let's say you don't want the clouds, you want to bring something else in, you can customize these any way you want. So let's say if I wanted to bring in another background, I'll come down here to my background folder. I'm going to go to File, Place Embedded, and I'm going to find me a background. Let's just say now I want to use this one here as my background. I'm going to bring that in. Bam, bam. Now this could be a part of our design. We have a different background in here now, just like that. And now we can turn off our other background and customize this thing as much as you want to. Okay, so again, I appreciate y'all for the download and the purchase on this file. If you're interested in this template, again, please check the link down below. Check us out on garmentcreations.com for all your sublimation needs. Until next time, God bless you. Keep firing up the heat press, and I'll see you on the next video.